Good afternoon, folks. For those who don't know me, my name is Tim and I'm one of the co-founders of the Nuts to the Walnuts Facebook campaign group. Now, I had an idea for a while to get the message out there to people who don't necessarily use Facebook or are comfortable using social media such as Facebook, and I had the idea of launching a YouTube channel. Or the thoughts were, there are people out there who we engage with on a regular basis. These are people who live in Orpington or travel into Orpington, who are unaware, first of all, that something is happening in the Walnuts, and if they are aware that something is happening, don't necessarily realise the scope and the scale of what is planned or what the proposals are. Now, a bit of history here. Steve and I started this campaign back in early November. What prompted us both, and we didn't know each other at the time, was we went to a consultation, and basically I came away thoroughly confused as to what the planning proposals entailed. Only when I later sat down at home did I realise it was going to be 15 tower blocks. The highest tower blocks were going to be 220 feet high. Now, bear in mind, you've got the college tower that some of you will know within the town square, which is 140 feet high. So the tallest towers will be half as tall as the college tower. In addition to that, there'll be 990 flats. That's 990, nearly 1,000 flats. And it's estimated at least 2,000 new residents. Now, one of the concerns that I had at the time of the consultation was if you suddenly put in 990 flats and 2,000 people, where are you going to get the infrastructure from? Now, this is in terms of you're going to need more doctors, dentists, schools and nursery places. Now, what they've also planned in addition is in the ground floor of each of these flats will be a commercial unit. So you'll have 15 commercial units. And those of you who know the area, it's similar to what exists in Brunswick Square. That's the site of the old police station next to Sainsbury's, where they've got a commercial unit which since it was built has remained unoccupied. And we believe that what they've got planned in the ground floor of each of these commercial units are boutiques. And going through the documentation and the plans, the first phase is to knock down the whole of the indoor shopping centre. So for those of you who know the area, that's everywhere from Peacocks down to Wilco's, including Savers, will all disappear. So that's the first stage, and that will be replaced by blocks of flats. They've also got plans to demolish the Saxon Centre, those of you who know it, at the back of the site. And in addition, phase 2 would then move on to the leisure centre. And the plans there are to demolish the leisure centre, because where the leisure centre currently stands will be a 20-storey block of flats. And obviously, to build a new leisure centre, you have to knock down the old one. And the concerns that people have are that there will be a substantial delay before the new leisure centre is in place, and it could be up to 3 years. In addition, the whole work is scheduled to last for at least 5 years. There will be a lot of traffic congestion and possible pollution and dust, because the only way into the site will be via Homefield Rise. So first of all, extensive demolition, and then they will then be reconstructing 15 blocks of flats. Now, at the time, this wasn't properly promoted in the consultation they held back in October last year. So what Steve and I did was start up a campaign. I then decided to set up a committee or a core team, because I've been involved with other campaign groups, and that's the way that seems to work with them. So we've got a group of people behind the scenes who help us and advise us. We have some great in-depth conversations. And what we decided to do then at that point was to launch a Facebook group, and we were surprised how the numbers grew. And currently we've got just over 2,300 members. What we also encourage people to do, and this is something we'd never done before, was when the developers and the council put through the planning application or the planning proposals, we wanted people to make comments, not necessarily to object, but to make comments. And we expected maybe 1,000 objections. We've ended up at the moment with nearly 3,000 or over 3,400 objections. And what I would stress to people is there is no magic number that gets us over the line. However, what I think we've achieved, and this is quite a remarkable feat, I think, for a Facebook or community group, we've managed to get the council to put back the decision for the planning application until the end of July. There are probably a number of reasons for that, one of which is some poor person has to read through all the objections, most of them are the comments rather, and the vast majority, 99.9%, are objections. There are a few people in support, which is understandable. However, overwhelmingly, people are not in favour of it. So what we are hoping to do is to continue to keep people updated on the latest developments. This is via our Facebook group, and the other theory is to launch a YouTube channel so people can see regular updates with Steve and myself, and we can tell you as soon as things happen, so you don't necessarily need to be on Facebook to keep informed. However, we would encourage people, if they want to join our Facebook group, because we have some quite lively discussions going on there. Hopefully that makes sense, and what we'll do is Steve and I will keep you updated as the campaign continues, and hopefully that's been a useful insight for those of you who maybe wonder what's happening, what's going on, and what the proposals are. Thanks very much.